If you can implement these 2 times to back up off of the kitchen line into your game, you're gonna win a lot more pickleball points. Hustle up to the kitchen, and once you get there, don't back up. Well, there are a couple of very important times where you might wanna back up, both on offense or on defense. And in this video, we're gonna show you how and when to back up from the kitchen line and how it can improve your pickleball game. So I'll show first on defense and then how to step back on offense. So a lot of times in some of these kitchen rallies, we might get into a speed up where somebody gets a sitter, or maybe we're dinking and our partner pops the ball up, because obviously you've watched enough of my videos, you would never pop the ball up, but maybe our partner did. So there is a time where we might want to back up, okay? So here's how we make that decision. First off, does our opponent have more or less a very easy and attackable ball? If it's not an super easy attackable ball, we might want to stay in there and work the hands battle. But if it is something that you think that they're likely going to be able to put away, we might want to take a step back off of that kitchen to give ourselves a little bit more time to react. Why do we usually not do this? Normally we don't want to be back off of this kitchen because it exposes our feet and makes our shot a little bit more difficult to execute and to get into the other person's kitchen. But here, we're in a lot of trouble, right? Our opponent has a shoulder high ball. We just want to continue that point. We want to make that point last as long as we can, see if we can just make another ball, okay? So here's a couple of examples in the course of a point. We're dinking. Okay, and then I can get back into it. Oh no, I popped it up. Oh. Yeah, come on. Oh no, I popped it up. There we go. Gave myself a little bit more time to react, kept the point going. Oh, come on. So what you'll notice is when I see that ball go up, I'm immediately getting pretty low and moving back. But right as my opponent's about to hit, I'm on my front foot. If I wasn't holding myself up, I would fall forward, right? So my weight is still forward. I'm not backpedaling when I'm hitting this shot. I'm getting back, getting into position, and actually being on my toes here. If I do hit a good reset, I'm working my way right back in. So this is a drill that you can do. You can give your opponent a bait ball, a ball that's high enough so that you can work on quickly getting back and trying to reset that ball. And that's our defensive time to back up. Our offensive time to back up is a little bit different. So something that you've probably been seeing more and more in pro pickleball game is what's called the step back. And it's something that I personally love to do as well. So players are getting very, very good at dropping their third shot right into the kitchen. It's coming in at a decent enough arc. So a lot of times when a third shot has come my way, it's coming at me and dropping pretty quickly. So I might be making contact with that ball right here if I'm choosing to take it out of the air, but if it's a high arcing ball, I might actually get the ball at a higher point if I let it bounce. So a ball that's coming at a high arc might hit the ground and bounce up, leaving me an attacking opportunity. So when I see a ball coming on a high arc, my first instinct is I am gonna try and take it out of the air, right? If it's gonna come deep enough to me where I can really still make contact above the level of the net, that's my go-to. But if it's a high arc that's gonna be dropping a little bit shorter in the kitchen, I might recognize that, take a step back, and make contact at a little bit higher of a spot. There we go. There we go. So when my opponent is hitting me third shots, my instinct, I am still looking to take this ball out of the air if I can. But if I think that I can get it at a higher point off the bounce, I might let it bounce and attack it off the bounce, which might require letting that ball bounce and me working my way back. So when somebody gives me a high arcing drop, if I really reach in as that ball is dropping, I might get overextended, where if I let that ball bounce, it's gonna come back right into my strike zone. Yeah, there you go, perfect. There's an example of overextending. I'm actually getting some of these shots lower than if I were to step back. Again, another quick tip on this is same as when we were hitting defensively, we might step back, but we still want our weight to be transferring into that ball. So really, we just want to get this ball at its highest point, which if the ball is dropping quickly, I might get it too low. If I do allow that ball to bounce, I might be able to contact it a little bit higher. So once again, there are 2 times where you might want to back up off of that kitchen line, even if you've been told never to back up from the kitchen. The first time is on defense, when your opponent has an easier ball. If you can back up, you can extend some of those points and hopefully win more of those points. Another opportunity is on offense, and this primarily comes off of a third shot drop. If your opponent gives a really high floating third shot drop that you're just gonna be able to get at the end of your reach, you might want to instead step back, let that ball bounce up higher and come into your strike zone to then attack. If you can implement these 2 times to back up off of the kitchen line into your game, you're gonna win a lot more pickleball points. So if you would like me to review your film, I co-founded a company called My Journey, where you can submit your video of you playing actual matches, and myself and other top-tier coaches will take a look at your video, give you feedback, and help you improve your pickleball game.